Welcome to Flash Instincts. Today we're going to just be very simple, straight to the point. And if you want to subscribe to this kind of channel, you can. We only talk about stocks that are really hyped, stocks that are similar to OCGN, Mvis, and other very short squeeze potential stocks. AMC, of course, everybody should be inside of it. The whole world is in it. We're not going to do too much technical analysis for AMC because AMC is AMC. You just buy it and hold it. You don't do nothing until the short squeeze actually occurs. Okay, the AMC price targets is around 200 and above. It can actually go above 500 to 1,000. It all depends on how powerful the squeeze is. That's AMC. You don't need to do nothing else. Just hold it. Now, another stock we're going to look at right now, we're going to do a real quick update on MICROVISION, MVIS. All right, so MICROVISION has a inverse head and shoulder. This is a huge inverse head and shoulder that dates back about half a year, okay, from January to October, almost 8 months actually. This is a huge, big inverse head and shoulder. Now, in order to fully maintain or become a inverse head and shoulder, this region, it can actually go a little further down. It doesn't really matter where. To be honest, as long as we're not below the price of 1040, the right inverse shoulder will be solidified. That means these are all great points of entry. Now, if you believe in MICROVISION, you continue to buy the dip. All right, that is very simple at this point. You're either a believer of MICROVISION or you're not. Okay? If you do not believe in MICROVISION, I clearly suggest you do not buy the stock. Don't buy it if you don't believe in it. Simple as that. All right? But if you believe in their technology, if you believe that their LiDAR is going to change the future, perhaps be bought out by a company, perhaps be purchased by maybe Fisker, which Stupid recently came out with some DD on. You could check it out on Reddit. It could be any company that buys some of their samples, sample A. It doesn't matter. Like, this is when you're, as an investor, you believe in it. Me, as a technical analysis guy, I just see trends, all right? And I put stop losses. I always tell people to put stop losses. So my stop loss, yeah, I'm putting it around $10, all right? I really am. I don't care. Why? Because that's what it's telling me. The map is telling me. This technical analysis chart is saying, hey, if it goes below $10 and it remains below for a very long time and it does not get bought instantly, that means that it is very bear. That means that everybody's leaving MICROVISION. That's what the chart is going to tell me. I don't really care about what bears and bulls have to say. I just read the chart. I don't care about the news. I don't care about how it gets manipulated. None of that. Now, another technical analysis you could look at is the volume. You see, recently we have extremely low amount of volume manipulating the stock. How does it have such low volume yet the stock moves 20%, 10%? This means that there's a lot of dark pool transactions. These are transactions that are not seen by the typical average Joe. It is done in the secret dark pool. All right, this is when huge investors, huge companies are trading shares. Now, another thing you can notice, from the month of June to July 21st, you will notice a very specific large macro scale pattern. And this pattern is the step down ladder shorting formation. This is when hedge funds get together and they continuously short a stock. Right now, you will notice that MICROVISION is being shorted beyond imagination. Another factor that you can tell that MICROVISION was going to go down was the head and shoulder right here. Huge head and shoulder. I'm talking ginormous head and shoulder beyond imagination. You see this? When it hit $24, it made the left shoulder. This is not an inverse head and shoulder or a regular head and shoulder. A regular head and shoulder is a bear pattern. So it went to 24, went all the way down to 10, went back up to $28. It made the head, then went back to 24. Made the right shoulder, and then it started going down. So right now, at the moment, we are at a symmetrical triangle pattern, guys. Symmetrical pattern with a inverse head and shoulder. So the inverse head and shoulder is not completely formed yet. It is not solid yet. We don't know it's a right shoulder unless we have a breakout confirmation saying, hey, this is a right shoulder that was a low, okay? And the reversal happened. But that did not happen yet. So right now, technical analysis point of view, we have a huge triangle, a huge triangle, right? Now this triangle, it is a symmetrical triangle. You don't know if it's a bear or a bullish. Why don't you know it's bear or bullish? Because we have lower highs, but we have higher lows. So both direction, it can go anywhere. MicroVision has a lot of solid retail belief and a lot of solid retail millionaires, you can say, that are holding the stock down. However, if these millionaires continue to get swayed, if they continue to lose faith in MicroVision, this is when the institutions, they could potentially buy the shares of MicroVision. That is if they see that it is a good investment for the future. However, bear in mind, if the retail people, for example, let's say S Stupid, was to sell his shares. Let's say many of his friends were to sell. This will continue to go down. And if the institutions do not buy those shares, then MicroVision will crash. That is the only way that the MicroVision can crash. You can also look at Fintel, and you can see the institutional average is at $17. $17. At the moment, we're at about $12.90. That's way below the institutional average. Now, at the moment, it may not seem relevant, but the institutions need to average down. They need to buy more shares in order for this stock to go up. That's how it basically happens. That's the only thing you could have learned from AMC. AMC, what happened? It went to $70, but then dropped back to $32. What is the institutional current average? $32. That is why it went down there, okay? So right now, MicroVision, it is low. And now what is happening? Retail investors, the common people, you and I, you're panic selling MicroVision. And when you panic sell, guess who is going to be obligated to buy? The institutions that have a higher average. They're going to average down. When they create the wall, an unpenetrable wall, that this becomes a more stronger wall, that's when MicroVision has potential to go up. Now, MicroVision is more complicated than you think. I'm looking at it at a macro scale. I am not trying to talk about day trading. I'm not talking about selling. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. It is the utmost honest truth. All right. MicroVision right now, it is at a very pivotal moment in its history. All right. So right now, if this symmetrical triangle gets broken, if it gets shattered downwards, it will continue to go down. However, if we go beyond this 200-day moving average and we bounce off of it, but form the inverse head and shoulder, the right shoulder of the inverse head and shoulder, and we continue to go up, that means that this is a bull pennant. The symmetrical triangle becomes a bull pennant. And at that moment, that's when you have liftoff. Okay? Now, these are all the cases, the only way for MicroVision to go up. All right? And with that being said, I hope you guys like this content. If you want more honest content, subscribe to this channel. Until next time.